Oh, oh man. Oh, shoot. We're here with another episode of Cafe Crash. I'm your host, Daniel Crosier, and we're here with Image Dragen. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Well, first we've got Stefan Wolfie is in the room someplace.
Yeah, he actually went to get Johnny downstairs. Johnny's on his way up with him.
That's right. We're gonna have Johnny Sierra from Muleface Entertainment. He's your cousin too, right?
Yes, he is.
Excellent. So, Image. Let's get right into it. Who are you? Where do you come from? And how did you get into hip hop?
All right. Let's see. Well, Image Dragen came originally from the South Bronx. I think that's mainly where I got a lot of my musical influences from. Is where I lived. Everything from hip hop, rock, jazz, you name it. Latino music, like salsa, merengue.
Wow.
But hip hop was very predominantly big in the South Bronx, being that it helped bring hip hop into the light.
Yeah.
So a lot of that came with me when I first moved to Colorado. I didn't know very much of other types of music other than rock and hip hop music.
Right.
But then coming to Colorado, I learned more country. I learned more techno, like EDM music.
I apologize for the country part.
Oh, no. I mean, hey, there's some good country songs out there, man. If you really sit back and listen to those lyrics, you're just like, wow.
Right. Yeah.
But it's been great there. And then with hip hop, it's always just been with me and my family. With my cousin Johnny, with my cousin Robert. Robert is also another big producer. He's been doing it for a long time too. He goes by the name of King Beats. He's been in the local Colorado scene for a very long time. Nice. We got Johnny Sierra right here.
Yeah, the master stager. Hello, Johnny.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good to meet you online.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure you guys probably met before at Stefan's premiere for Kofax.
Oh,
remember when we had it over at that? What was that at?
Yeah, we were all there.
At the C Center.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Back when I had more hair. Now it's just here.
Yeah, I'm getting there too.
We were all young men.
You guys still look young. I look like cracked old bread,
That's
pretty cool, man. Oh, but Image, yeah, as you were saying, it sounds like you have a huge influence of hip hop, country, rock and roll, all kinds of things. And it seems like a big family effort too. Obviously that you and Johnny are cousins, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So was music was everybody like performing music in the family, or how did that work out?
I know. But we have uncles. I mean, he has his dad too. His dad is really big into music. But we also have our uncles that were big. They were DJs. One was a bass player for like metal music back then.
Yeah. Big Deal was the name of the band.
Big Deal.
Big Deal.
Cool.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Down in Florida. Big Deal. Yeah.
And he goes by Marcelino. And then we have his dad Carlos, who did music as well. And a lot of Johnny and Robert's take on music, from what I've seen. Can speak for himself. From what I've seen, they got a lot from him as well. So it's pretty awesome. We do have a lot of family that's into music that it helped show us how to create the music.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Johnny, you had, it sounds like you had a lot of the same background maybe as Image did, or was your growing up with music, was it kind of a different take?
Well, we're Puerto Rican and from the Bronx, man. Like, It was speakers. Like Jerry's okay. Here we go. Podcast time. So we moved here. We moved here in '89, right?
Okay.
So a long time ago, we moved on the west side on Calumet. Well, they used to have the Cinco de Mayo parades on Calumet Street. And so when we moved down to Colorado, not many people knew what Puerto Rican people were. And so, you know, they kind of shunned us. You know, the kids went through it. The parents didn't. You know, nobody cares. We're that old. They're as old as we are now. But, you know, like his mom used to pull out the speakers onto the front porch when they lived with us. And as the Cinco de Mayo parade is going by, she'd be blasting salsa music, which is Puerto Rican music, just blasting salsa music. We had the flag there and everything like that. We're all dancing in the front yard. I mean, it was just one of those things. It was a celebration. We always, throughout the whole family, something had to happen with music. So it was like, my father was you know how you always get the rap group, and it's got like the two MCs were like the ultra hood dudes, and then you've got the weird, like, nerdy guy, you know what I mean? The Chad Hugo. In the back. That was my father. My father was the Chad Hugo for a group called Upset Productions back in the 90s. And remember that? Yeah. And it was our other uncle that was an MC in there. Our two uncles were MCs in that when my father made the beats. And then so we just grew up, man, and it was just, you know, boom bap hip hop. That was me and Jerry's shit.
Yeah.
Can we curse on this? Can we curse on
this? Yeah. Monetized.
So that's where me and Jerry connected, because we had the same interest in Wu-Tang, KRS-One, all that kind of, you know, we old, man. So, you know, that was our stuff right there. And since then, I mean, I used to make beats with the pause button on the tape player, you know? Me and Robert. Robert was like that King's Beats, same thing, you know, King's Beats. He had the nice little stereo system, remember the cabinet systems? And he used to, you know, put the two decks and stuff like that and cross them. That's the way we used to make beats back then.
Yeah.
Jerry was always the writer.
Yeah, I was always there listening to them. They would stay up like break at night, like even on the old like MTV music generators.
Oh yeah.
Or like the PlayStation and stuff. Oh, forget it. They would break night. I mean, we're talking like I would wake up at like maybe 3:30 in the morning. And then Johnny would just be like, Jerry, listen to this. Listen to this. And then it's just like a whole orchestra of this thing. He just popped on a music generator. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that was kind of hard to do back then.
Nah, honestly, I mean, that's pretty much, I'll tell you this much. I bet you 90% of people, our age at least, 90% of people who know how to use a sequencer and all that kind of stuff, they learned it from that music generator, man. You took all that music production, you put it on a PlayStation. A lot of these cats got it. And everybody that I knew, because Asylum Ward, all of them, they all had the generator.
Yeah, that's right, huh?
Remember that? Yeah. They all had the generator, man.
it all started on a PlayStation.
Well, yeah, Jerry, that, you know, that speaks, you know, really well to you, because I know you to be, you know, into nerd culture and geek culture and stuff. And you know, that, you know, to me, it's just like, oh yeah, of course you're gonna, you know, connect to that. The thing I find absolutely, you know, wonderful too is the fact that you grew up with that, and like you guys are just so passionate, you know, about the music, and it's like, hey, we just did this. You got to wake up, listen to this fucking, you know, beat. Oh my God, you know, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great upbringing when it comes to the music and stuff, man. I'm definitely would not change one bit of it. Made me the artist I am today, of course. So I mean, hey.
That was the fun part too, the sleepovers and everything.
The sleepovers, the playing GoldenEye all night and stuff. Yeah, those
you
were
get
the
kicked
days.
Out of the game, you go on the other one, make music or writing or something, you know.
Nice. You'd have multiple games going on at once, huh?
Oh yeah. Video games were definitely a huge part with our music as well. Like the stuff that I started writing to was not hip hop music. It was actually to like scores from like movies. Like I believe I wrote a song to a Last of the Mohican song.
Wow, it'll be that, right?
Remember that?
On the generator.
All orchestrated, all OST. I mean, it had no hip hop element to it, but what was cool is that we knew the rhythm of it, we knew the pattern of it, we knew how to speak to it. So I remember doing that, man. That was really fun. I miss doing
that. That man, you know, I hope you have a recording of that, because that would be so much fun to revisit.
In the depths of some
some memory card,
right.
We still got some stuff that you know, like some of the guys from Muleface, when we did stuff a long time ago,
Yeah.
Like we got Final Flight of the Phoenix and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
We grabbed those from video games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like and even DIP shit. You know,
Yeah.
he got some of the Transformers stuff that I did on there.
Yeah,
like
right.
we remixed
You did
a whole bunch.
Voltron.
Yeah. So we've got some stuff that some people just grabbed up and they're like, oh, yo, I like that, and it's on their album. But most of the times it was just us just doing it, man. And that's where the ideas came from.
Yeah.
Did you bring a lot of that same ethos into this new album? Requiem for a Sound Mind.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's definitely. I feel like when with me and Johnny, especially working together, a lot of our personality comes out on that, and our personality again, it comes from geek culture stuff we grew up on, movies, comic books, all that stuff. So we put. What was it? Scream. I remember you saying Scream was one of your favorite songs.
Yeah.
That song right there. I called Johnny up one day and I was like, hey, John, remember the first techno song we ever heard on a video game? And it was on Sega. It was Cool Spot on the Sega Genesis. And it was the greatest, man. We loved it because, again, coming to Colorado, my mom, his mom, they were big into techno music. So we grew up into it as well. So anyways, I called him up. I was like, hey, John, we should make a beat to this. Johnny instantly got on that, sent me a beat to it, and it was amazing. It was like, oh my God, we got something. And totally, if people were to be like, they've ever played that game back when they were a kid, they would be like, holy shit, that's from Cool Spot. That's awesome. But unfortunately, we had to alter it.
Right, that's from Cool Spot.
Yeah, because it's from Cool Spot. Yeah, we didn't want to get sued by, I guess, 7-Up or some shit.
Even if you did, that would have been an interesting story right there.
Yeah, but it was great, man. And then we altered it, and it came out to be Scream right there. So I mean,
cool.
That right there shows how a lot of the video game nerd or geek culture that we have with us kind of carries over into our music.
Yeah, a lot of it started with it, and then we'd have to basically go, okay, that was cool. Now, how can we write a song and not have to, clear a sample or anything like that? So, that's when I put on my little hat and write some music.
That's awesome. The nice thing too is like you listen to something like Scream. For me, it's transportive. In that suddenly I'm like, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's like there in the middle of that.
I love it.
Here comes the pixels.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's awesome. Image. We were talking earlier off camera about how personal it was, to write this, because when you listen to the entirety of the album, I mean, there's a lot of personal things that you're dealing with, going through. It feels like, not only you've got the youth of geek culture and all the fun things that you were nerding out on, but also like it seems like having that as a platform to cope with some of the personal things that you were dealing with not only your youth but also as a young man.
Yeah.
Can you speak to a little bit to that experience?
So the personal, all right. So at first, when I wanted to make music, it was for me to really escape more than try to be as personal as I could be with it. I really didn't like being personal with people. I don't like people knowing too much about my life. Sure. But I honestly see after making that type of personal music, it really captures a lot of people and really pulls them in because they can relate to it more instead of me rapping about a song about Mega Man and how I got to that secret world or secret stage and stuff like that. But the personal side was like, was going through a lot last year. We lost a family member, and the COVID started hitting and stuff like that. I was going through a lot of personal stuff with addiction, depression, a lot of that. So when I came out and talked to Johnny sent me a beat. He actually sent me the beat to Flowers, and that hit right there. That right there was just like, it was so of an emotional song to where I was already going through so much emotional stuff in my life that it just hit all together. And then it came together into that song. And it was just like, you know what, let me put some more effort into the more personal side of Image Dragen instead of trying to be that character that some people can relate to or it can enjoy, but when they really sit back and listen to the lyrics of it, they're just like, wow, you know, I got that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did have to open myself up a little more, which was it was uncomfortable for some of the songs, but you know, I mean, I had to do that already with like some of my acting career and stuff like that. And sorry, have some
Y'all
people
went to get a show.
Yeah. Good stuff. So, yeah, but anyway, so it's been a ride. Definitely, I'm gonna make some more personal content and stuff like that. You know, I have so much more to say and do, but also not leave that geek side of me away, so I can also enjoy that part as well.
It seems to be a great blend.
Yeah, I mean, I once wrote one personal song, and it was about my alcohol addiction. It was called SOS. And that song was actually inspired by a Message in a Bottle, of course, from the Police. And and that talked a lot about my alcoholism and the things I went through, how I got in a crash, all that stuff. But that came out, I did that in like 2015. And that was like the very first personal thing I really like put out there. And then came with Requiem for a Sound Mind, and then just went from there.
Oh, that's wonderful. The you know, it's tough to share these things, you know, being you know, through your art and everything like that. So my hat's off to you guys for being able to, you know, tackle tough subjects, but, you know, share your personal experience, especially during like a time of COVID, you know, losing a family member. I mean, that's unbearable, but, you know, what a wonderful outlet to convey, you know, those feelings and you know, what a great way also to connect with other people who's probably experiencing similar things.
Yeah. And I've gotten feedback from people too. Like they've hit me up and they were like, man, flowers, like that really touched me right there. I know what you're going through, you know. I had another good friend of mine's, one of my best friends actually, here, Demon in Your Child, and he was just like, dude started crying on the phone with me and stuff. And I'm just like, because he understood, you know, a lot of what I went through growing up, and then a lot of, you know, the stuff that he was been through with, like, you know, friends, family, you know, people you just run into, stuff like that. But it's been something.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Oh, Nate Dog. I'm gonna shout out my boy Nate Dog. Nate.
How you doing?
You guys have some fans popping up here. So you've got Anthony, Image.
Hey, Anthony.
Whoa, he likes the word tight. Thanks, Anthony.
He's another great friend. Hey, Chris.
You can tell we ain't used to people hearing our shit. We're like, oh my God.
And then Angela chimed in. Yeah, thank you for sharing your art.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was just gonna pop up like that.
Yeah, that's the beauty of StreamYard. It's a delightful platform. You know, you can broadcast to Facebook and YouTube, and people chime in and they can interact directly that way.
Yeah, that's
nice.
That's
awesome. So,
all right.
Johnny,
what's up?
A little bit more to Muleface. You know, when Image here was telling me that you were going to join us, I think last night. I looked up Muleface. I'm like, oh, what's that? Obviously, it's the label. It looks like you guys have been around since 2005, and you've got you represent a lot of talent. You've produced a number of albums. Can you tell us a little bit more about Muleface?
Muleface is basically, it started off with AK and Prince Ferg, and they might be popping up here pretty soon.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Yeah, just in case they're on there yesterday. I started out with them, and they gelled really good. I came around in about 2008. We all worked at like a Dave and Buster's down here.
Oh, cool.
So I met those guys. They were like, yo, you make beats? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, well, we be rhyming. And I was like, oh, dope. So I heard their stuff, and I was like, oh, let me help you, you know, with sound. I got in there, and then I started writing, and then it was us three. And then we brought Jerry on, Image, and then we brought DIP on, and then just it got to a point where it was 7 or 8 of us.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
cool.
like, even Wolfie, man.
Yeah.
There's a verse in there where I was saying, I was like, our cameraman can spit a motherfucking raw first. That was about Steph. That was about Wolfie, because he was sitting there shooting videos. You know, and AK and Prince Ferg, they were the ones that, like, they had their performance down. They had the panache of, like, the rapper.
Yeah.
You know, we're a bunch of nerds and all this kind of shit, but they had it down pat of, like, no, this is the hip hop element, the very, very true hip hop element of it. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, you know, they'd be rocking the crowd and everybody be around, and then all of a sudden we pop out, you know, doing dumb shit and everything like that. And then I mean, there was a bunch of us. It was good, man. It was a good little 10 years that we've had making this music. And I want to say this is the 7th album that I've produced.
Yeah.
Within the group.
Within the group, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, shout out AK, Prince Ferg, DIP, you know what I'm saying? J Love, Priest now.
Priest now, yeah.
No Tech. I mean, everybody made music. That was like our hardest thing, was like, yo, if you're going to come in here and you're going to do something, you got to spit a verse. You got to do something about hip hop. You know, and so everybody, you know, put their 2 cents in, man. And then we have Facelift 2.0, and that's on Apple, on iTunes.
Yeah.
If you want to check that out, that's more of a culmination of all of the best ones that we've done. And we put the money into that one to mix it and all that kind of stuff, to master it, and then actually put it out. So this will be the 3rd album that we've put out on iTunes and actually put out for sale. Yeah. Everything else was like mixtapes out of the trunk of our cars and everything, you know. Yeah.
Wow.
Real cool. Yeah, man, we made money on those. It was dope. Yeah. It was so cool, man. Like, it was really cool. We were those dudes downtown.
Like actual cassette tapes?
CDs, man.
Yeah, CDs.
Okay.
CDs,
okay.
You know?
CDs.
We got our lizard on. Hey, you like rap music? Hey, you like hip hop music? Hey, you like hip hop music? You know, performing down at Herbs. We performed at Cervantes. We've done Over There Off Hamden, when it was Over There Off Hamden.
Lake Street Tavern.
When they had the light up floor. Remember?
Yeah, that light up floor was awesome.
That was fun.
What?
Battle of the Bands.
Oh, the Battle of the Bands. That's right. We did the
Battle of the Bands, and we battled
Hydroform.
They're still dope.
Yeah, Hydroform's great.
Hydroform, and they were
shout out to Hydroform.
Yeah. Carter, that's his name. Carter, that dude's they're dope. But they were the only ones we lost to. We came in 2nd place, man.
Mm-hmm.
In the Battle of the Bands, the hip hop group came in 2nd place in the Battle of the Bands in Denver, Colorado, man.
That's
we
awesome.
beat them too. Yeah, it was dope.
It was great. Great experience.
Stuff, yeah.
The way you describe it too, it sounds like a collaboration you would see with something like Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
actually, we were kind of compared to that for a little bit, because we had so many members in the group that were all, different, but good at, their art and stuff. So, or the craft. And we were the little Denver mini Wu-Tang for a moment.
It was like Wu-Tang meets Tribe Called Quest.
There you go. Yeah, I like that.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh.
With a little bit of DJ Quick in there, because Knock and Ferg had that Midwest, West Coast, like, you know what I'm saying, like panache to them. So it was dope. It was a nice mix.
Yeah,
I liked it. I liked it a lot, because mixing it sucked because everybody sounded different.
Right.
You got a song and you got to mix, 4 or 5 people's voices, and that was the other thing too. There was a lot of songs we didn't no hooks. No, nothing. It was just one after the other.
Yeah.
One after the other. So we try to really have that. We're MCs and we're sitting here, we're rapping. It wasn't like we wanted to make the radio. Of course, everybody wants to make the radio, but I mean, like, we weren't on that. Like, this is a radio hit or anything like that. It was like, nah, is this good? Is this true? Nobody's fronting on the record. Like, I'm this, I'm that. Nah.
Yeah.
It was dope.
With a collaboration like that big, I mean, that's got to be, because not only producing, engineering, and everything like that, but I mean, you also have to be kind of den mother and kind of be supportive, and then also kind of, hey, Bill, you're not showing up. You're supposed to be here at 4 p.m. At the studio. It's like, we got to get this thing done. What's that like to be in that capacity of a producer?
To tell you the truth, it was between It was between me and, I mean, when we started this, I think, Jerry, you were the youngest, weren't you?
Still am.
Yeah.
You're the
And I
baby.
mean, you know, everybody was pretty responsible and on time. But whenever we needed somebody to rope us in, it wasn't me. It was AK actually.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was him, and he was the one that kind of took the banner of leadership. And
Nice.
was like, look, X, Y, and Z has to happen. We're trying to do this. Are we all in agreement? We'd all sit there and be like, yeah, this is what we want to do. And then if anybody's straight, he'd be like, hey, come on now.
Yeah.
If we had a singer or if we had somebody rapping or something, they messed up the words or anything like that, when it comes to the music, then I'll be the, I'll get stopped on their ass. It's like, yeah, you got to be on time or this has to happen or anything like that. So performance was there, but definitely behind the scenes. And, he doesn't get that credit that he deserves for it, because I don't think we would have lasted so long had we had somebody who wasn't as strong-willed as he was. Yeah,
big time.
So he was pretty much the leader of the crew when it came out to, let's get everything meeting. And then whenever we're not meeting and you see that, kind of life is kind of creeping into the group and everything like that, he was the one that would call everybody over and be like, hey, what's going on? Are we still committed to this? Are we not?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And that's what he's, he's branched off and he's trying to do, he's getting some shirts like he's gotten his silk screening going on, and he's got his so let me plug that Purpose by Design guys. Check them out. Yes. Making shirts and stuff like that, man. Really good stuff too. Yeah. Because every time we've gone over, he's sitting there working on those.
He's made me a couple of neat shirts too. He made me a album shirt for the release of my album, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
That's cool. Speaking of like album art too.
Mm-hmm.
There's young Image with that says so much too to growing up, the horrors of growing up, whether it's I'm sure it's played off for a little bit of comedy too, but it can't be easy.
I think honestly, that album cover, once Image showed it to us, it really spoke to what the album was about, and actually, us knowing him. Go to one. Yeah.
It definitely, there's that sense of adolescence and everything, and wanting to be free spirited, learn about the world and everything. But you got the horrors of other people and their experiences around you too to contend with. So that's always, of course, that could be just me kind of reading into the album art, but having listened to the album in its entirety, it seems to reign true. Let's go ahead and play one of the songs. Which one are we playing, Image?
Demon in Your Child.
Sweet. Here we go. We might get a YouTube ad or something stupid. Let me YouTube.
Probably boom bap in that one.
Yeah.
Say, homie, why everyone uncomfortable around you?
That's okay.
Treat you like a black sheep. I don't get it. Yo. Back when I was young, I always had the stigma. Jerry did it. I always was that nigga. They used to get blamed, if not to be shamed, because I was a little different from all the players in the game. With a weirdo individual, he needs a little spiritual. A miracle to save his ass. I heard it on Facebook. Hashtag talking trash. Found out he was leaving my family, put me on blast. Damn, this shit hurt. Fucking homie AK, put the dragon on shirts to represent the innocence of spitting fire since birth. But no one cares to even listen. Instead, they up all night this and not even taking the repercussions of my life's mission. Man, I worked hard to get to where I'm at. Blood, sweat, and tears. I'm only giving you the facts. So next time you open your mouth, you better get it from the source. I'll catch you talking shit. You'll be met with no remorse. Don't get it twisted. I had my share of dark times. Doesn't give them the right to make a falsify crimes because I'm an easy target. I've always fucking been swimming with the sharks ever since the little Asians. And man, the shit's tiring. Finding shit I didn't even know I did. I heard smoke sniff around his 10 kids. What the fuck? A dark cloud reigns over dark streets, so I maximize the heat to burn you because you all sheep. So burn, baby, burn, and have a nice day. No more hiding in the back. I tend to come out and play. My ninja's ready to attack. So be careful what you say. I never know what's hiding in the dark out in the day. It's like, just kidding. I never would harm a hair unless you provoke this dragon. Then you get the death stare. All I really wanted was to be treated as an equal, but instead you get a horror flick followed by few sequels. Oh, yeah, brother Ben, talking about my flaws and how I always say no.
Yeah. Love it. That's awesome.
That's
Awesome.
fantastic.
Interpretive dance from
Wolfie over here. Yeah, that's why I was laughing because
Was he dancing? Oh, that's awesome. Speaking of which, somebody named Wolfie commented, "This album is great."
oh, hey, I wonder. That's it.
Yeah.
I know that guy. He owes me $10.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you should probably collect. Anna says,
Hey!
"Yeah, Anthony, hip hop."
Hip Hop Anonymous.
So that track is, obviously a lot of emotions, very personal. It's got to be, what's it like to compose something like this? Is it pretty arduous?
For me,
quick.
yeah, that one did come. I mean, that one was been in the making for a while. I was definitely wanting to write a song like that because of the things I was going through around that time. It just took this guy with the beats and he came through with actually we did Demon in Your Child to another beat, wasn't it? It was
This one.
it was just to this beat. Oh, okay. So that's the other thing too, where like there's been times where like I would write the song to another beat or to something else, and then I would bring it to Johnny, perform it for him. Johnny would be like, all right, let's see what we can do to make something identical, but something more us in that style. And then that's how Demon and That Child came through with that one. So
that one, it was kind of fun, and it was really quick too, because that one, obviously you hear a little sample, little piano sample and everything. Like, you go on those sample sites. I've never really got to explore that when I was younger because, again, our parents wrote music. They wrote, sit there and they write, So that was, to me, I had my head up my ass all these years about writing music. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to use this sample. I'm not going to sample. You didn't write that. So I started having fun with the music and, I started taking things here and there. And so on this album, more than a lot of the other ones, I started playing with those, the royalty-free samples and all this kind of stuff. And so you hear that little thing in, and I was like, oh, this is that boom bap right there. So I was like, all right, cool. Boom bap, boom bap, And as soon as he heard it, he was like, let me go back. I got something for this.
Oh, yeah.
Popped it on, and we're like, all right, cool. That's the one. It's still, honestly, I think it's the best sounding song on the album.
Yeah, well, we used it as a reference track for the rest of the album.
It's the one I got right.
It's the one that was it sounded the greatest. My vocals were great. I was very not too keen on releasing a lot of my singing because I'm still kind of an amateur when it comes to the singing part.
We'll five her on the next one.
Yeah,
that's okay. Just smoke a lot more. You'll get that Tom Waits,
Oh,
yeah. Do it. I'm kidding. Don't smoke.
You'll sound like what's her name? What was her name? She got
hot,
the fish.
yes, but
Comedian. Ooh, the chick. She's coffee talk. That lady. Ooh.
Oh,
Mike Myers. So many old ladies in New York that have that coffee talk.
Yeah, she was famous. She just died not too long ago. Her daughter is like she did New Year's Eve. She was a comedian. But they used to make fun of her on SNL with Coffee Talk.
Yeah. Coffee
We
Talk.
try to Tom Waits, we'll end up Coffee Talk. That's what
yeah. Oh, Colton just chimed in. Oh, snap. That's Johnny Sierra.
Hey, what up, Colton?
Oh, man. So it sounds like you guys have such an amazing collaborative, process. The spontaneity of it, and everybody's just on board. As soon as you get that germ of an idea, it's just, everybody seems to dive in. I love that. You don't see that happen, it seems like, too often, where everybody, is just, willing to participate and help out and, fill out the roles.
Yeah.
Well, it comes with years and years and years and years and years of working together with other things too. With Millface, it was literally every Tuesday, 7 guys in one room, hashing this shit out.
Nice.
And it shows.
Yeah.
It really shows. There are times that, one person can kind of go off the deep end and somebody would be like, okay, well, we didn't get that. If we didn't get that, we know you, then somebody else isn't, So we'd have to work with each other, and we really learned how to talk to each other about the music. And how to cut the shit, you know what I mean? And be like, nah, that's
right.
That's not, and we don't have to take it so bad with each other. Nowadays you can almost make an album with 10 people that you don't know, because you have the fibers, you have the collaborative stuff, And so it's like, it's kind of nice, with that love at first sight kind of, meshing in to the music. But when you talk about longevity and everything, I mean, it gets to be kind of like that Metallica kind of thing, It's like, you guys have to talk about your films. You have to, communicate with each other, because the music will suffer if you guys don't know what each other's going to do with it.
Right.
So that's exactly what happened here. If he had an idea, and, the rest of us, he's got every single person on Muleface on this album. Every single one of us is on this album. Yeah. If you look around, look at all the features and everything.
Yeah.
And so, everybody was there. It's just because it's not a Muleface album, it's a Muleface album still, and it's because everybody's in there, jumping in, jumping out, and we're all around while the creative process is going on. So we still have those checks and balances.
Yeah. What a great thing to do, not only as a creative outlet, but for an outlet, after losing somebody, but also like during, a pandemic too. I mean, it's been 100 years since anybody's really, had to live, at least in the U.S., live through a pandemic.
Yeah.
We've had epidemics, but nothing, that's just shut down the world. So, I myself, obviously doing this was kind of an extra bridge for me to kind of cope and also reach out to friends and new people too. So, reconnecting with you, Image, and Johnny, who have more hair than I do. And
it just looks good from his camera. That's all it is.
Oh, okay. Well, Wolfie knows how to light you.
You don't have to keep it nice,
But to that too, not being able to perform as often too. That's got to be a little bit frustrating, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. That's one of the things I miss a lot about when we were performing back in the day. I mean, like. It was fun. It was a great experience. We learned so much about each other, not just as the artists, but as friends, as coworkers. Really, when we got up on that stage, and I miss that so much. I would love to go back out and perform. And there is something kind of coming up in like springtime with one of our good friends who's a local DJ, and he asked to use my bonus track, "Tearing Us Apart."
Cool.
On his set. Yeah. So that's going to be cool. And he asked me to perform it for the live music video. So that's going to be really awesome right there. I cannot wait. I've been practicing my vocals and stuff like that, so I don't sound, you know, like shit on stage, because that'd also be the first time I'm going up and performing like by singing instead of rapping.
Oh, okay.
So it's definitely different for me, different world there. But I miss it so much. I miss performing.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Johnny, are you also up there performing with the group too, or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, honestly, I'm the guy in the back starting and stopping his songs and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But when it comes time to spit my verses, then I've got to be up there. And then there were a couple of the songs that were back there that I knew better. Or I'm always like, when it came rehearsal times, I was the fill-in guy.
Yeah.
So if somebody couldn't make it, I had to do their verse because I knew everybody's verses had a mix.
He would have like little aneurysms and all that stuff like that, and like it was so funny the way he would like do it. He would perform us to the T, and it was hilarious. But
it was fun. So I mean, there were a couple of songs, and that was the cool part too, was that it's, when it came to AK, and we talk about his leadership again. When it came to AK, he was like, look, I mean, I don't want to have, X and Y up rapping, and he's got his hype man over here, and then everybody else is just kind of playing the back wall.
Yeah.
It's like, we got to all be in it. And, that's where we really took it. Because you try to throw yourself out there, you're bound to do some dumb shit, and just
look pretty silly,
and then you got these dudes dropping the mic like, what are you doing? Like, no. So
that's when you get the cattle prod. No, back in your corner. Back in your corner. What are you?
I'll just start the song. Let me just go. Yeah. Nah, man. I mean, the itch of performing and the jumping around on stage, I never did like performing as much as I liked right after performing, because it felt like, like I had a fear of performing. I almost fainted the first time we performed, man.
Yeah.
I was fear of stage fright. Yeah. And coming to get to know all the guys, like they all had it too. They just conquered it every single performance. Every single performance they conquered it, And so that led up to, us kind of being more of ourselves on stage and getting up on there. And now, when you have new music, you want to spread it. I want to, sit there and just scream the punchlines, and everything, because there's nobody to share that with right now,
Right. I'd imagine, like comedians, they need that response, that instant gratification. I mean, that's essentially why they do that. That may be free beers. But any performer, I think that goes and does that live, they want that, they need that instant gratification. They need that audience response. Performance is such a, participatory thing. You've got the stage performer, but the audience, makes up 50% of that performance, because it's this back and forth. It's this it's a give and take, and it's such a beautiful thing. And it's pretty. I think for a lot of people right now, it's incredibly frustrating. But I mean, the components of online, it's kind of a not shallow, but kind of a sour sort of substitute where you can have that instant gratification, but it's basically like what you and I are experiencing right now. We're able to connect and stuff, but it's just not like being in the same room. You have better lighting and a better background, and I don't. So
hey, at least you don't have your mom in the background.
I thought that was an angel. That's not an angel.
There you go.
But
now there's something about like when you come out and we there are songs that you're sitting there and you go, oh, I forgot the first two lines of this, and then you go and ask somebody, they'll go, okay, it's that's right, bam, got it, and then you go to say it and you realize you didn't need to because the audience is screaming it for you or something like that. Or there are times where you're hitting something, you're running out of breath, you close your eyes a little bit and then you open it up and you see everybody just hyping you up and everything. It's just, that's the part that really got it for us, was to see that people actually enjoyed it and they knew the words, they got it, and that's when we're like, okay. There was do you remember the first time we did Rush?
Yeah.
So I'm a huge Rush fan. The band Rush.
Yeah.
Huge Rush fan.
You guys are singing Rush. I want to see that.
Oh my God. No, well, we have a song, okay? Rush has a song, Something for Nothing. We sampled it, made a dope little beat out of it, and AK and Prince Ferg they took a shit on the whole track. It was amazing. When I first heard it, I was like, yes.
Awesome.
Yes. And it's on some of our mixtapes and stuff. So if you go to neilfaceent.com, you should find it there.
Cool.
And my uncle, who was the bass player, it was the first time he ever got to come to one of our shows, and it happened to be the first time we're playing this. And he is also a Rush fan, so you hear the bang, you hear Geddy's voice, "Let you live it," And so I'm looking to see if anybody's like, "Yo," and it's my uncle. He's in the back. Yo, yes. If you want to talk about a hype man, that's when I'm the hype man for those guys, and we just
my God,
one of those is just amazing.
Yeah,
it's always the first time we perform something. That's when it's the best.
Yeah, it's got to be great, to kind of like further on that moment where you get that gratification, the response from the audience, just having those moments. I mean, it lives forever. It seems like, and then you're on to the next thing and the next, and then you got this accumulation of moments like that. You got to be coming off stage just, with the shakes, just like, oh my God.
Going on stage with the shakes.
You wouldn't believe how many times I went and threw up in the bathroom before performance or something, just from being super nervous, having those shakes. Oh my God, I'm gonna forget this.
Remember, we didn't let each other drink before the show.
Oh yeah, that was the one thing. Nobody could drink before the show and stuff like that. We always did our party afterwards.
Not bad policy.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. We're getting a whole bunch of comments coming back in. If I can see people up, jeez. Somebody named Wolfie said one big happy family. Wow, there goes that. Part of my background just came down. That's great.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
He just had a paranormal activity.
We're always having paranormal activities, but it's better scripted here than in that movie.
Yes. Totally.
Colton's saying, "What's up, buddy?" Let's see here. Wolfie's. What's up, man?
I think he's talking to Colton.
Yeah, I know. We're having a conversation on our platform. What's going on, guys? You take it. Ada's pretty sweet. Don't know what you guys don't know you guys, but love. I don't know what she's trying to write.
Attitude,
blessings.
Yeah,
great attitude.
Thank you, Ada.
Yeah.
Yo. There we go.
Wolfie, you're in the same room, dude. Our friend Jason, way cool.
Hey, Jason.
Cool. Hey, what's up?
He's awesome. He's an amazing activist and humanitarian.
Sweet.
And Christopher, best artist in the Mile High City, no doubt.
Hey, thanks, Chris.
Nice.
That's all right. So that right there is my little cousin. He grew up also listening to us do music.
Cool.
He's listened to everything.
That dude's he could DJ, he could play piano. He's a polymath kind of, when it comes to that. Yeah. I think he's a firefighter. No, he's in the Air Force now.
Yeah, no, he's a Navy.
Wow, Navy, Air Force, and firefighter.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Anna. Yeah, Johnny loves Rush. Love. I can't read. Oh my God, I'm getting really bad here. This is awful. Love from New Mexico. From Chris. Sending some 303 love.
Hey, so the song "Do That" you like?
That's
well, I mean, that's his song that he had, and we had it for a while. And I asked him, I was like, "Hey, man, this is a great song. Can I put it on my album?" He was like, "Go ahead," and we popped it on there. Johnny spoofed it up a little more, and
great.
Yeah, it was a great track.
That one I wrote the beat to that one without anything, and then I was like, damn, this would be good with a Jadakiss, New York,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
And then Ferg had do that on his. I took Ferg's computer,
nice.
And then he had "Do That" on there, and I was like, "What fucking song is this?" I was like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck is this?
Where'd this come from?"
Yeah, so I'm hearing, I'm like, "That shit is raw as fuck, bro." I grab an ounce and I smoke it through my veins. I was like, "That was my shit." Yeah. So I always wanted him to finish that one.
Nice.
and a couple of other ones. And then, you know, he's down in La Junta now. He's got 2 sons now, you know, and oh man. So, you know, Jerry had him plop it on the album, and we're like, all right, cool. DIP had something written a little while afterwards, and then they all 3 of them meshed together. 3 songs on 3 different beats, and they all meshed together on a different beat. So it was dope.
Pretty awesome.
That track really, you know, gets the blood going. I mean, you want to dance to it. It's so much fun.
Awesome.
It's that 4 on the floor, man.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Prince Ferg, and thanks to you guys for putting that together. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? That's my older brother right there. What's up, Ant?
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. So, I mean, you guys, you make it a family affair. Not only the
basically,
but the extended family. There's India.
Yeah, that's our aunt.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh,
you got a big family, bro.
Yeah, it's got to be so great too to, you know, delve into music, have this rich musical history with your family, and then, you know, be so amazingly supportive. You know, you don't hear of a whole lot of musicians having that support, that kind of, you know, backbone, you know, to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Jerry, with Image, it was. I keep calling you by your unstated name. I don't know if that's a full time.
Every time you do that, it's $100 fine.
He hasn't virtually slapped me yet, so.
With Image, it's been so synonymous with who he is for the past 20 years. So I mean, I think anybody in the family, you know, when they meet him, or if they, you know, like knew him from 4 years old or anything like that, they know that this is what he wanted to do. So to hear him actually do it, come out with it, and then it's, you know, us helping him out, like the family knows, so they're pretty proud, man.
Yeah,
they're pretty proud.
Yeah, that's wonderful. My hat's off to you. Christopher has a question for you. What was your inspiration for the song "Scream" on your new album?
Hey.
Okay. All right. So Scream, I always wanted to make a song that would utilize my voice a little more, and that's one of my main features I've gotten as an artist from a lot of people. When they listen to my music, they're always just like, man, he has such a captivating voice, his voice. So I was like, you know, let me use that to my advantage. And I got my real inspiration came from 30 Seconds of Mars.
Oh.
I was listening to. I know. I'm not Jared Leto, but I know.
You mean the not so good Joker?
Oh man. But I mean, anyways, I got it from one of the songs, and it just the way he screamed and the way that made me feel when I heard him scream. I was just like, it got me up. It gave me this energy. It gave me this vibe. And of course, growing up geek-wise in the anime culture, screaming means you're gaining a lot of power. you're about to bust some ass, basically.
Yeah.
So I put those two together. I went to Johnny with that, and I was like, let's make a song called Scream. I want something to where I'm screaming in it. And Johnny wasn't too keen on the idea at first of me like screaming, but then he was like, you know what, let's do this. And he got me, literally put me in the studio and had me scream at the top of my, lungs and stuff. Nice. To get the effect. And then he went in and did his magic to it. And
you got to believe it when you do it.
Yeah, you got to believe it when you do it. So I think that's what a lot of people like Scream for, is that they really hear that scream and they're just like, oh man, that's awesome. And then the lyrics to it, of course, is, again, it's more about personal, me with my mom. It's about, being pushed to the back enough to the point to where you just scream out loud and you push back. You know what I'm saying? You kind of, you're getting it out there.
That's his limit break.
That's my limit break. Yep. That's my ultra combo. That's my Super Saiyan attack. You name it.
I think Chris remembers the cool spot. He remembers the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, but
I'm sure he completely, did that when he was.
Chris was also a baby when Cool Spot came out, so he probably don't remember much. But anyways, yeah, that was my inspiration for Scream.
Nice. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, guys, Johnny, Image, thanks so much for coming on the show. You guys, your art is fantastic, but the collaboration and the love that you guys just exude is it's infectious. I can't wait to see you guys in person, live on a stage, so I can hear your screaming. God damn it!
We could give him a megaphone.
And, I might pass out the first time.
Irish screamer. There we go.
Oh yeah, and then Chris just chimed back in. That scream was you. That's awesome. I thought it was a clip from
like Dragon Ball. See, I told you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
You totally got the anime connection. That's amazing. I wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah, totally. It's great. Yeah, either Dragon Ball. I think that's the main one people really run to when they hear Scream. They hear that Dragon Ball-esque in it.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Honestly, fun album to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so cool. So the new album, Requiem for a Sound Mind, with Image Dragen. Make sure to check it out. You can go to mulefaceint.com. And I also got the link in the body of the text on YouTube, so you can sit there and just take it all in. And
it's also available on Apple. It's Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, all that kind of stuff.
Deezer, all that stuff.
It's there. Drop it on by, man, and check it out. Same thing with the New Face album. Same thing with DIP's Bangers. All those, we put those out on iTunes.
Nice.
And then you guys need shirts, man. Purpose by Design. Well, check them out. Check the man out. He knows what he's doing.
You guys are amazing. Keep up the amazing job. I can't wait to check you out, and hopefully we can reconnect soon.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
definitely, man. Definitely. Just real quick, I was gonna say for like future stuff that's going down, like me and Wolfie are working on a couple of projects and stuff like that. One of them is gonna be a music video to Requiem for a Sound Mind. So we're still in early stages, but that's definitely something we want to push out and get it out there.
I've had a sock puppet idea for a rap song for like 11 years. The boys will tell you. If anybody from Real Face is still on here, they'll tell you, I want that sock puppet, bro. I'm telling you, one of the songs.
Oh,
that would be awesome. Yeah. With the screaming part.
Yeah.
Okay, we just light the sock on
With
fire.
motion lines from Dragon Ball Z.
What's that movie? Freaks with it that Bobcat played with the.
Oh my God!
Do you remember that? Do you know what I'm talking about? It was made by. It was called
Never
Freaks,
wanted,
right?
but you gotta be the freak of the week.
Yeah,
Never
oh
wanted,
my
but
God.
you gotta be the freak of the week.
Love that one.
Like Digital Underground was in that one.
Yeah.
That was a dope one.
Anyways.
That's so cool. Guys, hang out for a few minutes. Everybody that tune in, that's watching, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to follow up and go find Image Dragen and follow Muleface Entertainment, doing some amazing stuff. Can't wait to connect with you guys after COVID. But everybody, be good. Help each other out, during this time. Take care. We love you.
Take care.
Take care, man. Thank you
Be
very
kind,
much.
y'all.